Today, we're finally going to be finishing off my stupid pyramid that I started months ago. I spent like, what, 3 months digging this hole and then didn't do anything with it? Well, that's time to change. Look at this thing. Holy crap. It's a banana. So the first step was to dig the hole. The second step, I've actually already started just to do some testing. What I'm going to be doing to actually make this the absolute biggest pyramid it can possibly be is, well, you can see, I'm breaking the bedrock all the way down to Y64 just for them extra 5 layers. I could have been lazy and done not the extra 5 layers, but then it wouldn't be as big as it could possibly be. What do you not understand about that? I'm going to fly down here real quick. I've never... That's terrifying. I've never done this. But yeah, I've done this so far, and you have to use a lot of stuff. But I've done one side. I have to do 3 more sides. And it was hard to make sure that this lined up exactly with this. I had to do like a full day of figuring out the size of the machine I had to use to break the bedrock and blah, 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 blah. But now that I got it all figured out, I can do the rest. And I have started the other side as well. I've done one single layer. By the way, every single block that's gone, I had to use 1 piston over it. You'll see in a second when I build the next one. But yeah, I had to make an absurd amount of pistons. Look at this. 376,640. It was fun. I crafted them all. But yeah, all I got to do is go ahead and make another machine, place down all the pistons, just like this. It's beautiful, isn't it? Also, I forgot to mention, it's not just pistons, it's also cobblestone slabs. Oh. I didn't actually think I'd make that. It's a layer of pistons and cobblestone slabs. It's so awesome. It's literally double the time. Anyways, how the machine works is I head over to this end. I break this redstone block and hope it works. I just sit and pray, begging, pleading that it actually works. Which it seems to be. Yep. Yep, see the bedrock breaking underneath the pistons? It's going, it's going. Okay, sick. It worked first try. I don't exactly 100% know how it works, but I think the TNT breaks off the pushy bit of the piston. When the piston activates, it breaks the bedrock, and also something to do with slabs. That's basically how it works. I nailed it. So now I get to sit here and do nothing while the automatic machine breaks my bedrock. The second layer of bedrock has been annihilated along with the machine, and it's left me off with the scrap. Luckily, I built this beautiful thing up here where I can just and blow it all up. And it's multi-purposeful. It's not only to break the rest of the machine, it's to break, well, I actually don't see any blocks. Maybe it is one purposeful. Say there are any deep slate blocks in between here, it would break all that. If it was there, the bedrock breaker would break, and then my heart would break, everyone would be sad, blah, blah, blah. And I also got to get rid of all the lava. And yeah, that's basically how I do 1 layer of bedrock. It's not boring and tedious at all. Now to finish this side, I have to do it over and over and over. And when I've done enough layers, I'm finally on to the actual fun part, the really small part as well, because I only have to destroy 2 rows of bedrock. I'm doing it. Look at it! It's the last layer of bedrock. Actually, I'm just going to turn this down. It took me about 3 days to do all of this one side, so it's going to take me another 6 days to finish the rest, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Look at this glorious thing. I want you guys to see how this machine works again, because, like, it's actually more insane than I thought. It pulls out the pistons and it's doing it right now, and it's replacing them after blowing them up for some reason. But it's obviously working, and it's awesome. All right, I've only got 5 rockets, but I'm also a completely and incredibly largely skilled Minecraft player. Yeah, I just let the machine run. Wait, can I see the... Oh, no. I'm not flying over to the other side yet. Okay, I've got more rockets. I'm going to try and go underneath and see if I can see the... Oh, this is anxiety. I want to try and see if I can see the other side. I see it! Ah! Okay, I'm gonna fly back now because I don't want the machine to break. That's cool. That's cool as hell. Oh, wow. This is actually, like, really scary. Like, my heart is sinking. That's weird. Anyways, I went ahead and let the machine run, break everything. Then I cleaned up everything except that, which I completely forgot about and I'm gonna do now. It has been successfully broken. So yeah, that's my process on going down to the very bottom layer. Now I just have to repeat it 2 more times. I'm at the very center. So I've done this side. I've done this side. Now I gotta do this side and this side. By the way, this looks awesome. Let me go into my astral form. Look at that. That's cool. Well, it's time for me to waste the next 6 days of my life working on this. I finished the last 2 sides, but little did I realize every single corner wasn't lined up properly. So now I have to go ahead and manually break every single piece of freaking obsidian that's left over. Not obsidian, bedrock that's left over. Just like that. I have to do that for each and every individual bedrock block. But to spare you guys the pain, I've already gone ahead and broken 3 of the corners. Just because I don't think it'd make an interesting time lapse. I could have done it so lazily too and got it done so quick. I've been doing it for like a week. With all that being done, the destruction is finally complete of all the perimeter and all the obsidian. We finally have a blank canvas and I can actually start building this thing. Now, I'm not going to build the pyramid just yet because I want to build the design. I want to make it look nice and tidy just before I place the pyramid, just so the pyramid doesn't get dirty. So my first step is I'm going to do the outer layer of design that will be seen. I'm not going to bother designing the inside because it won't be seen because the pyramid will be covering it. And what I want to do for the floor is probably iron blocks. I did the math. I need 407,560 iron blocks to get it done, which isn't that bad actually, because my iron farm makes 30,000 an hour. What's that, like 10, 13? That's about 14 hours of AFK time, and I should already have a bunch of iron AFK'd. Yeah, I've already got a bunch of iron going up all the way up till the very end of my chests. Cool, now I just get to craft them. Yay! So every single number I just said, times it by 9, someone, please. I can't be bothered. I need times 9 the amount of time AFK'd, and then times 9 the amount of iron, because I need 9 iron per iron block. And and whatever that adds up to is just how much iron. It's still going. Oh my god. I'm very sad. Look at all this iron, guys. Oh my god. How much iron do I have picked up? I have an unknown number. I'm pretty sure that's a 5 million. Doing some rough math, I probably have around 3.6 million iron ingots. Let me fly down one more time. This is a lot. I probably have 3.6 million iron ingots just in this little area, guys. And I get to craft all of them. And here's my process. I get to just do this. I get to just do this. 1, 2, 3. Do this, and then do that another 8 times, and I've got one of the rows done. And I gotta do like a lot. I gotta do a lot of rows. All in all, I think it'll be a very enjoyable experience, and I don't really see how it could go wrong. It wasn't a very enjoyable experience, and it all went wrong. But hey, look at all this iron that spans on to the ends of the earth. Look at all these shulkers. What? All up, I've crafted 733,000 friggin' iron blocks. Oh my god. 407,000 of that is just right now. And as you can so clearly see here, my next step is I've sectioned it all off into sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a big 5 loop. I gotta place all the iron blocks in this big area. And then that'll be the floor done. And with the floor done, I get to move on to doing all the walls. I don't remember if I said what block I'm gonna use for the walls, but I'm gonna be using obsidian. I've gathered around 400 shulker boxes of just pure obsidian. And you're probably wondering to yourself, how did you get so much obsidian? Because I didn't really have that much left in my base. This is pretty much all of the supply I've had for the past little while. But if I come to the end, it's gone now, but I built a farm on the end platform. That farm will be up on screen right now and will hopefully be in the description if I don't forget. And I kind of just sat there and AFK'd for a few days, and I got a lot of obsidian. You can see that some of them aren't full because I built the shulker box loader wrong, but I farmed around somewhere between 7 to 10 million obsidian, because apparently in 1.20 obsidian farms are going to be broken. But back to business at hand. Now we need to go ahead and place down on the walls. It's easy because most of the walls are at ocean level, which is why 63, and only like less than half of the wall is above ocean level. So with the walls being done, we're on to the last step before I can build the actual pyramid. Last step being cleanup. I reckon cleanup's going to be worse because I have to remove all the sand that I used to get rid of the water around the perimeter, but I also have to make the land look natural around it. My process is pretty simple. I've just kind of gone cobblestone below the top layer, and then I'm just going to be covering the ocean layer with gravel, and then just covering it with water. I don't give a damn how pretty this looks,
because it's going to be underwater and you can barely see it. But for the overworld land stuff, it might be a little more finicky. I might have to put some more attention to detail there. I'll see how it looks in 2 seconds. I haven't done any attention to detail work yet. I've just simply placed down all the dirt. But what I'm thinking is I can just cover all this with trees and not really care about it. But for the savanna, do I have to... Does that look too flat? It might just look weird because there's no grass. I think it just looks weird because there's no grass. I reckon I could just place grass and some trees to fix that. And for the desert, that looks pretty natural already. And as for the ocean, it looks pretty damn natural, if I do say so myself. The only thing I have left to do is put the water in, and I got a pretty fun way to do that. If I place kelp diagonally, it should do some fun stuff with water. Why can't I place this up one? This is harder than I thought. How do I get the water to explode like I want it to? Can I just do this? No, this is as far as I can get. All right, after vigorous testing, about 30 minutes to an hour, I've found probably the best way to do it. What I do is I build a line, I build a wall from the ocean to the wall, and then I go along the man-made wall, and that then fills in the gaps between the ocean and the blood, and then it somehow works. It just does, all right? Oakley dokley, I've gone around the entirety of the square, and I think it actually all looks perfectamando. I might have gone too dense with the trees, but it looks better than no trees. I've also raised all the obsidian to go up to the land that I made. The only unnatural part is probably this part because it's just all flat, but I don't really care. We're finally onto the finale of this episode, building the actual pyramid. But one more thing before I do that. I need the actual blocks that I'm going to build the pyramid out of. And I built this raid farm a while ago, and I've spent a little while AFKing. I've got 90 double chests of shulker boxes full of emeralds, and the total amount of shulker boxes I have full of emeralds is 4,860, and I think I only needed 3,816 shulker boxes of emeralds. Would it be smarter to craft all the emerald blocks here, or would it be smarter to bring them over? I think I'm going to bring them over so I can see how many shulker boxes it actually looks like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more than all the iron I brung over. I know I said it was going to be a lot, but I wasn't expecting it to be this much. This is actually a little bit crazy if you think about it. Maybe, potentially, a little bit mental. There's roughly between 3,800 to 4,000 shulker boxes here. Every single one of them filled with emeralds. There's a couple. There's just a few. Now the fun part, crafting every single one of them into blocks. All the emeralds have been crafted, but before I show you them, I want to show you something else I did. I took down the netherrack outline and oh, it, it looks so good without it. Holy dooly. Here's all the emerald blocks gathered in one little spot. It's weird to think that everything inside of this is enough to cover all of this, but it does. And it's time to build it right now. While this is being built, I'd like to thank everyone for their patience with this video. If you didn't realize, I'm literally uploading this on the 1-year anniversary of my last upload. And over the past year, I only spent around 2 to 3 months actually working on this video. Nearly 3 years of constant Minecraft will cause a little bit of burnout. Don't judge me, please. But hey, after all this time, I'm giving you the biggest project I've ever worked on. Don't worry, I'm not planning on going on another year hiatus. I actually got a few video ideas I plan on making right after this video, so stay tuned for that. Also, before I get screamed at, I do know another YouTube, Wildez, did this. I started before him. I'm upset that I went on a year hiatus because he'd finished it before me. But hey, I'm okay with tying for first place if you are. But anyways, thanks again for the patience, and if you're a new viewer, be sure to like and subscribe and enjoy the rest of the time lapse. For all the cool people that stayed this long, here's a first-person view of the pyramid. For some reason, when looking at it, it's small, but if you're like the actual person
playing and you're flying around and having to deal with all the amount of time traveling between the pyramid and going other spots of the pyramid. I'm just going to play some raw gameplay of how long it takes to fly to the top. That was I don't know if that was 5 or 6. That was about 5 flight duration 3 rockets, not like just level 1 rockets. Flight duration 3 rockets. It's huge, guys.